So, my friends, history is an interesting thing. Back in 1979, Iran had its so-called revolution, where the Islamists took over. Subsequently, they took Americans hostage, and the Americans remained as hostages for exactly 444 days. They were released upon the election of President Reagan. But after that, Iran began its reign of terror across the Middle East. They had a war with Iraq, specifically with Saddam Hussein, mostly because of regional hegemony. The majority population of Iraq are Shiites. Iran is obviously Shiite. They were able to already take hold of and be allied with Syria, because Hafez al-Assad, Assad's father, is an Alawite, which is kind of an offshoot of Shiites, but its own thing. But so Iran was already able to exact regional hegemony, and after the war with Iraq, they consolidated it, more or less. And then once the weaker Saddam became, the stronger Iran became in the region. And then they started funding Hamas. Obviously, Hezbollah was already for years and years in Lebanon since the 80s. So, my friends, this reign of terror has been going on for 45 years and counting. Now, my friends, we turn to today. October 7th happens. Israel finally wakes up like a sleeping little giant, mini giant, and starts slowly, with some delays, but eventually taking care of what it needs to take care of. Hamas, Hezbollah. And now we see, my friends, that Assad has fallen, not at the hands of Israel, but at the hands of some other people. And it is now, today, as I speak, day number 443 since the Israeli hostages were taken. And now they're talking about a deal, whatever the deal is going to look like. Tomorrow, if the hostages will be released, it will be 444 days. And it would be very poetic and fascinating if they were to be released tomorrow, and then Israel finishes off the Houthi rebels in Yemen, and then we may even finish off, if the Sunnis don't do it for us, we may finish off the ones in Iraq who are helping Iran, or at least the Iranian forces in Iraq. The thing about, unlike Syria, folks, the thing about Iraq is that Iraq is a majority Shiite population. With Syria, it's a majority Sunni population led by, or that were ruled by, Shiites and or Alawites. With Iraq, it's a little trickier. And then you move to Jordan, where you have basically the Hashemites, who are, I want to say, exiled Saudis, and or ruling over Palestinians, quote unquote, Arabs who belong in Saudi and or Jordan and or Yemen and or and their Syria, and their Lebanon, the list goes on, my friends. They certainly don't belong in Israel. So, my friends, we could be seeing, if the hostages will be released this week, if not tomorrow, the final chapter in this saga against the tentacles, and really the octopus head that is Iran. And it will spell the beginning of the end, because then, my friends, then all bets are off once the hostages are returned. Be it, bodies, God forbid, or live people who are alive. Either way, my friends, we will not now be able to fight a war. Israel will now be able to fight a war like it's supposed to, because you have no hostages anymore. You can do whatever you need to do to the maximum of your capabilities. So, my friends, if you look at the Twitter account of this Khamenei, you'll see he's tweeting out, well, Israel made it to Syria, but they haven't captured any Syrian land. It wasn't even due to them. It was due to the Sunni forces, the rebels, and the people of Syria will stop them in their tracks, X, Y, and Z. The people of Syria are for the most part Sunni and Kurd. Alawites, some Shiites, but mostly Sunni, mostly Kurd, my friends. Same thing goes, well, for Yemen. You got the Houthim, but it's mostly non-Houthim in Yemen, right? So the Houthim are a tribe. So, my friends, he feels the heat. This Khamenei feels the heat. And pretty soon, he's going to be thrown into the fire. Him and his 200,000 Revolutionary Guard. He tweeted out, he said, there's going to be people who are going to make a revolution or make riots on the streets of Iran, on the streets of Tehran. And, I hear that there's going to be Americans helping them, or foreigners. Rest assured, the people of Iran will not let that happen. The people of Iran, folks, the people of Iran want nothing more than to get rid of this piece of garbage who's been ruling over them for decades and terrorizing them. The people of Iran are not the Revolutionary Guard, who stand 200,000 at maximum. The Revolutionary Guard do not represent the people of Iran, the majority of the people of Iran. So, this guy, either he doesn't know what he's talking about, or he's spreading propaganda. Probably the second one. My friends, this is what these people do when they know their days and their hours are numbered. And B'ezrat Hashem, maybe we'll see it by the end of this calendar year, or at the very least by the time President Trump is inaugurated. Alright, my friends, it's going to be an interesting month. Or at this point, I think it's 28 days, something like that. Alright, talk to you soon.